Assalamu alaikum. This is part 2 of mensuration and I'm trying to cover all the type of questions that can come in the exam. So let's start directly with the video. For this one you can see that there is a cylinder which is a container containing fuel, and after several deliveries some fuel is left in the cylinder, and this is the fuel that is left in the cylinder. The question asks, calculate the curved surface area of the container that is in contact with the fuel. So let's talk about curved surface area first. Curved surface area formula is perimeter of the base into height of the cylinder or height of the prism, whatever the prism is. Here the prism is a cylinder. So let's have a look at the base. This is the base that we have, and this is a right angled triangle. This is the radius 0.8 and this is also the radius 0.8, and then this forms a segment. How? With a chord. This is a chord. This forms a segment with the chord. So basically area of the base which is in contact with the fuel is just this much. Just this much. So we first have to find perimeter of the base. How do we find perimeter of the base? First we find out the arc length. Arc length is equals to 2 pi r divided by 4, because this is a 90-degree angle and this is the quadrant. So in a quadrant you can just divide the area of circumference of the quadrant by 4 and you get the arc length. So in this case 2 pi r divided by 4 gives me 1.26 or 1.256. Only this part, the arc length, is in contact with the fuel. So perimeter of the base into height, which is 9.5, is equals to 11.93. This is the answer for part 1. Moving on to part 2, it says calculate the volume of fuel remaining in the container. We all know that formula for volume is base area into height. So here base area is area of this segment. How do we calculate area of this segment? Area of quadrant minus area of right angled triangle. If we subtract both of them, we will get area of this segment. So area of the quadrant is pi r square upon 4, and area of the right angled triangle is half into base into height. This gives us 1.735, or you can let it stay 1.73. For part 3, we have calculate the volume remaining as a percentage of volume of the whole container. So we have 1.73 divided by pi r square 0.8 square h, and you will get the answer. Let's find it out. This will be, of course you are going to multiply it with 100 to find out the percentage. So the percentage is 9.08%. This is the answer. Moving on to the next question. Question says the fuel is pumped through a cylindrical pipe of radius 4.5 centimeter at a rate of 300 centimeter per second. This becomes the height. It's not volume because the unit does not say centimeter cube. It says 300 centimeters per second. It means that in 1 second it passes a length of 300 centimeters. So it becomes the height of the cylindrical pipe. Calculate the volume pumped in 1 second. So volume is equals to pi r square into h is equals to 1 9 0.85.17. We can round it off to the nearest 100. It becomes 19100 centimeters cube. Part 2. Give the time taken in minutes to pump 25,000 liters of fuel. Give your answers correct to the nearest minute. Now we can see that here the unit is centimeter, so we have to change 25,000 liters into centimeters cube. 1 liter is equals to 1000 centimeters cube. 25,000 liters is equals to 25. 3 zeros increase, centimeters cube. Okay, now we have time in seconds and volume in centimeters cube. So it in 1 second it pumps 19100 centimeter cubes. In how many seconds it's going to pump 25,000,000 centimeter cubes? You cross multiply and you get the answer 1308.9 seconds. We want the answer in minutes, so we divide it by 60 and we get 21.8 minutes. We have to give answer in the nearest minute, so the answer is 22 minutes. Let's move on to the next question. It says a cone is removed from a solid wooden hemisphere of radius 3. The cone's radius is 3 and height is 2 centimeter. Volume of the wood remaining is K pi centimeter cube. Find the value of K. Cone has a radius 3 centimeter. When cone's radius is 3 centimeter, of course the radius of hemisphere is also 3 centimeters. So what are we going to do? Remaining volume is volume of hemisphere minus volume of cone. So volume of hemisphere is 2/3 pi r cube minus 1/3 pi r square h. We are not going to remove pi. We will let pi stay as it is. So we will take pi common. And then we are going to do 2 multiplied by 27 is 54 divided by 3 minus, we will let the 3 stay, so this is 9 into 2 18 divided by 3. So this is 54 minus 18, which is 36 divided by 3, and this is 12 pi. So K is equals to 12. The question says a solid object consists of a rectangular based pyramid sitting on top of a cubical base with no overlap. The cuboid measures 21 by 18 by 8 and perpendicular height of the whole object is 35, which means it includes the height of the cuboid as well. So first we have to find out height of the pyramid, which is going to be 35 minus 8, which is 27. Calculate the total volume of the object. Total volume of the object is volume of the pyramid plus volume of the cuboid. Volume of the cuboid is 8 into 21 into 18, which is 3024. Volume of the pyramid is 1/3 into base area into height. 1/3 base area is 21 into 18 into height, which is 27. So 1/3 into 21 into 18 into 27, this is 3402. There is a reason why I have calculated both of these separately. So total volume is equals to 3402 plus 3024, which is volume of the object is equals to 6426. This is answer for part A. Part B says calculate as a ratio in simplest form volume of the cubical base to the volume of the pyramid. Cubical base volume 3024 to the volume of pyramid. This was the reason why I calculated both of them separately. So 3024 divided by 3402 gives me 8/9. Answer. Moving on to the next question. A solid pyramid has a rectangular base of side 15 into 10 and a height of 20 centimeter. If the pyramid is placed inside a cubical tank of sides 30 centimeter, so as it's a cubical tank, it means all the dimensions measured 30 centimeter. Tank is then completely filled with water. If the pyramid is removed, what will be the depth of remaining water in the tank? Remaining water means that the water from the tank will overflow, and then when the pyramid is removed, some water that has overflown from the tank would be less inside the tank. So we need to find out the new volume. So what are we going to do? New volume, what will be the depth? So for depth we need the new volume. New volume is equals to volume of the cuboid minus volume of the pyramid is equals to volume of the cuboid is 30 into 30 into 30 minus volume of the pyramid is 1/3 into base area, which is 15 into 10 into height of the pyramid. New volume is equals to 26,000. So now we need the new depth. So new volume is equals to length into breadth stays the same, the height changes. So 26,000 divided by 30 multiplied by 30 is equals to 8. The answer is should be less than 30, so this is 28.9 or 29 centimeters. Why it had to be less than 30? It had to be less than 30 because 30 is the entire height, and if some water has overflown, the height had to be less than the original height. Moving on to the next question. The question says diagram shows a solid pyramid L cut into two parts, means it's like a frustum that has been cut out of a pyramid. Then it is M and N by a plane parallel to its base. The base of pyramid L is a rectangle 9/12. Perpendicular height of the pyramid is 30. Work out the volume of pyramid L. Entire pyramid L, we have to calculate the volume. So for part A, simply we apply the formula of volume 1/3 into base area into height 30, right? So the answer is 12 into 9 into 10, which is 1080. For part A, volume of the pyramid is 1080 centimeter cube. We have a part B of this question as well. Perpendicular height of the pyramid M is 1/3 of perpendicular height of pyramid L. So pyramid M is this small pyramid and pyramid L is this large pyramid. So the question says express the volume of M as a fraction of volume of L, right? So how do we do that? We use the concept of similarity. It says that the perpendicular height of M is 1/3 of L, means M upon L is equals to 1 upon 3. Height of L is 30. Height of M we don't know, it's 1 upon 3, so it had to be 10. So we know the ratio, right? So if ratio of sides is 1 upon 3, we cube it. This is equals to volume of M, the small one, upon volume of L, the large one. This is 1 upon 27. This is what is required. The concept of similarity, the ratio of volumes of similar objects is the ratio of sides cubed. Part B, calculate the volume of solid N. Volume of solid N, which is the remaining solid. So first we find out the volume of M. We subtract the volume from the entire solid L and we get the volume of N. So part C, we have 1 upon 27. So volume of the smaller one upon volume of the larger one is equals to 1 upon 27. Volume of the small one is equals to, we cross multiply, volume of the large one, which is 1080 divided by 27. The answer is 40. So volume of the remaining solid N is volume of L minus volume of M, which is 1080 minus 40 is equals to 1040 centimeter cube. Moving on to another question. The diagram shows two circles with the same center O. Radius of the small circle is 3 and radius of the large circle is 6. So basically this is 3 and 3 and this entire radius is 6. Minor sector AOB has an angle of 60. The angle will be same for both because they both originate from the same center. Total area of the shaded region is K pi. Find the value of the region, find the value of K. So first let's visualize this. Okay, so the shaded region is the entire circle, big one. We want to find out the shaded region, right? So first if we take out this, let's separate out the circles. If we take out the entire pizza slice with angle 60 here and radius 6, from the bigger circle we get this part, including this middle part which is unshaded, right? This is what we do for the bigger circle. So let's first do stuff with the bigger circle and later on we will see what we are going to do with the smaller circle. So we are looking for area of the major sector. There are two ways of doing it. Either you find out area with the angle 300 in it, that's going to give you the entire sector, or you find out area of the minor sector and then subtract from the area of the entire circle and you get the answer. Let's reduce the number of steps and let's find out the area directly. 3 upon divided by 360 multiply by pi r square. So this is 300 divided by 360 multiply by pi r square. Answer is 94.25. We get the answer. Now let's talk about area of the shaded region. This area needs to be subtracted. When this area needs to be subtracted, then we have the area of angle 300 from the small one. We again have the angle 60 but the radius this time is going to be 3. So what do we have? The area of this region that we need is 300 divided by 360 multiply by pi r square. This gives me 23.56. Now I get to subtract this area from this region, only this area from this region. So I get to subtract this area from this region. So what do I do? 94.25 minus 23.56 is equals to 70.69 is the area, which is only this much. Now we need an additional this area. So what do we do for that? 70.69 plus 60 upon 360 into pi r square. This gives me 75.4. Now they want the area in terms of pi, so what we can do is we can divide 75.4 by pi, or we could have done was we could have let pi stay here as it is. So when you divide 75.4 by pi, you are going to get 24. The value of k is 24. I just wanted to explain how you are going to separate the circles and visualize it. Even if you don't separate it like this, you can visualize it and you can see what needs to be subtracted and what needs to be added. Moving on to the next question, we have diagram shows part of an A-ring. It is in the shape of a sector of a circle of radius 3 and forms an angle of 45, from which a sector of radius 2 cm and angle 45 has been removed. Means this part has been removed and the remaining part, which is the shaded part, is the part of A-ring that we have. Calculate area of the A-ring. We have to give answers in form of A pi by B, and A and B need to be in simplified forms. So let's work it out. We have area of the shaded region is area of, say, big sector. Bigger sector means the sector with bigger radius, minus area of smaller sector. We have 45 upon 360. This is common, so only radius is different. Let's take pi also common. Pi r square. R square means 3 square minus 2 square. So this is 45 divided by 360 gives me 1 upon 8. So pi by 8 into 9 minus 4 is 5. This gives me 5 pi by 8, where A is equals to 5 and B is equals to 8. A-ring is cut from a sheet of silver. Mass of 1 centimeter square is 1.6. By taking the value of pi to be 3, estimate the mass of A-ring. So we have mass and area. So area is 1 and mass is 1.6. The mass of 1 centimeter cube is 1.6 grams. So the mass of 5 pi by 8 is going to be x. Of course, we are going to multiply it with 5 pi by 8. Pi needs to be taken as 3. So this is like this. Let's find out the value. This is 1.6 multiplied by 15 divided by 8. The answer is 3 grams. This is the last question of mensuration part 2. A solid cone has a radius y centimeter. Slant height of the cone is 25% larger than that of radius. Okay, so let's first make the equation. L is equals to 1.25 y. Because 25% larger means it can't be 0.25y, it has to be 100% y plus 25% y. This is for the cone. Second one is a solid sphere has a radius r. Surface area of the sphere is equal to total surface area of the cone. Surface area of the cone is pi r L plus pi r square. Surface area of the cone is equals to surface area of the sphere, which is 4 pi r square. This is the condition given to us. We don't have any L in this equation what is required. So what we are going to do is we are going to substitute the values. Radius is y, so here I am going to write replace r with y. Now let's make the equation. In place of L, I am going to write 1.25y. So 1.25 pi y square plus pi y square is equals to 4 pi r square. We will take y square common, and inside we have 1.25 plus 1, because I am going to take pi also common, is equals to 4 pi r square. Pi cancels. Y is equals to 4 r square upon 2.25. Now when I take under root of both sides, y square becomes y, 4 becomes 2, r square becomes r, and under root 2.25 becomes 1.5. So instead of 1.5, I am going to write 3 upon 2 because it's the requirement of the question. So what I am going to do, y is equals to 2r multiply by 2 upon 3, y is equals to 4 upon 3 r. Hence proved. This is what was required. Next is find volume of the cone in terms of r, bigger r. Give your answer as simply as possible, means in simplified form. Volume of the cone is V is equals to 1 upon 3 pi r square h. The value of h can be expressed in terms of y using Pythagoras, so the entire equation will have y. V is equals to 1 upon 3 pi, y square is 4r upon 3 square h, and the answer turns out to be V is equals to 16 pi r square h upon 27. That's it for mensuration. I've tried to cover all kinds of questions that can come in the exam. If you still have any questions, you can comment in the comment section. If my students are watching this video, they can message me directly on WhatsApp, and those who have come from Facebook link, they can message me directly on Facebook. Thank you.